What's up, Nintendo gamers? The Kid here, and we have finally reached the climax of the Kid Icarus Uprising update. Since it does come out tomorrow, the wait is finally over after 25 years. So I'm here to inform you guys that this will be the last update, and no news in general, because basically there is nothing left to reveal. I could actually spoil you guys, but I'm not. I'm just going to let you guys be surprised. But I guess I can say one thing that shouldn't really be a spoiler, but I don't know how you guys will take it. But I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If you don't want to hear it, I suggest you skip like a minute or so. But I'm going to give you a little bit right now. Just a little bit. If you want to hear it, stay tuned. But if you don't, skip a minute or two. Okay, I'm going to give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys. There is 25 chapters in the adventure, the campaign of Kid Icarus Uprising. Not 8 like we originally thought. There are 25. And boy, are you in for a twist of what actually happens. Now, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to reveal what happens in the chapters because I do not know myself. I do know the names of the chapters, but I'm not going to reveal that to you guys. But anyway, let's look back at Kid Icarus and why are you interested in Kid Icarus? And again, let's look back what happened with Kid Icarus. We know that Kid Icarus, well, if you don't know, Kid Icarus was a sister game to Metroid, being released at the same time and also using the same engine as Metroid did. Kid Icarus, the first Kid Icarus, was also known for its unbearable difficulty that a lot of NES games had at the time. And it was overall a fun game, a really fun game. It was very complex. You can call it a hybrid of Metroid and Zelda, and a little bit of Mario in there. That's what it was. You go in certain places and you buy certain items, and you will actually need those items. And of course, hearts were currency in that game again too, just like in Uprising. So you kind of had to choose wisely what you needed, because if you made the wrong decision, you have to regain those hearts again to get the right item. Thank God they let you go back in the same rooms to get a item and not just, poof, gone. Whatever mistake you made, that's too bad. I think Zelda did that. You made the mistake, well, oh well. But it was a very engaging game. It was different towards other games. Of course, being a hybrid of Metroid, Zelda, and Mario, Super Mario. So it was a great game. It was hard, but overall a great game. It was different from what Nintendo was doing. And then we had Of Myths and Monsters, which came out on the original Game Boy, which was also a pretty good game. I don't think it held up as much to the first one, but it was pretty good. And that game was the last game we've seen since 25 years later. And of course, we had a new enemy. I think his name was Oracles or Okoros. I'm not sure, but he was basically like what was he? Some sort of demon or something. I'm pretty sure he was of the underworld. So, but overall, Of Myths and Monsters was pretty good. And, Kid Icarus, both games introduced these good characters. I mean, well, as far as Medusa looked like a freaking monster back then. Not what she looks like in Uprising, which I'm so glad she doesn't. But you look at Palutena and stuff, she looked it pretty much like her sprite looked it pretty much the same as she does in Uprising. And then, of course, one of the most iconic characters in video games was introduced, and that is the Eggplant Wizard, who was introduced, and we've seen him in Captain N as a complete joke, as well as Pit in Captain N. He was a complete joke. Everything in that show was a complete joke. And you know, we even had Medusa in that, and she was complete joke in there. But and then these characters, they just disappeared for a long time. And Kid Icarus, since it was basically overshadowed by Metroid, I would deem that maybe its main reason it wasn't as popular. And I think Of Myths and Monsters was not released in Japan. I'm not sure, but I heard that. So that's what happened. Now, where people most know Pit from is actually from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, Masahiro Sakurai originally wanted to put Pit in Melee, but that didn't work out. But until Brawl, that is where the real shock, and that is where most people know Pit from. And let me tell you, I played Kid Icarus before, and I knew what Pit looked like, and what Masahiro Sakurai did to him was absolutely amazing. The way he redesigned his character. He, you know, when I first seen him in the basically teaser or reveal trailer for Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I was like, oh my god. When I first seen him, before they even revealed his name, I was like, oh my god, he has a bow. Is that Pit? And I was like, nah, that cannot be Pit right there. Pit looks like a, well, kid. I mean, he's all cartoony like, but now he had this realistic anime tone, almost looking like he's a part of something from Twilight Princess or the Legend of Zelda series. And then I see his bow, and I'm like, his bow looks so weird. What's going on? And then I see his bow is magical. It has a magical line to it where he shoots light arrows, and I was like, oh my god, that is so cool. And then he, like, you know, his just whole redesign, the way he looked, it was just so like, oh my god, Pit looks so cool. And then with his bow, and when I seen the reveal trailer, his bow split into two swords, and I was like, that right there is the most awesome thing I ever seen in my life. I swear to God, I have never seen something like that in my life. A bow that splits into two and turns into a sword. That was incredible. And that they can, you know, that Pit can actually, you know, make them, split them apart, put them together, and like reverse both of the swords facing different ways, making it more like a saw or so. That was just amazing. Even though Pit was called one of the cheapest characters in Brawl, I thought if you didn't spam his arrows, he was a pretty good balanced character. My brother actually mained him, and he didn't spam his arrows. In general, he kicked the crap out of you. With his arrows, he was so skilled with the arrows, and you know, another thing with the reveal trailer and gameplay on Brawl showed that you can actually change the trajectory of the arrows. That was awesome. But my brother was really good with that and actually keeping you off the stage. That was when he mostly used it, to keep you off getting back on the stage, you know, if you're high or low in the air or anything. So he was good at that and a lot of other combos. But Pit was a good character in Brawl. He is said to be one of the cheapest, but that, I think he's only cheap when people spam his arrows or spam general attacks like his forward smash, which is just, it's ridiculously powerful and hard to not get caught with. But Brawl is where people mostly know Pit from. So it's no doubt in my mind that mostly people are buying this game because of that. Um, Pit looks so cool and that he's different, and also because the game looks awesome. But I'm just saying, most people don't even know Pit even had a game or a history with Nintendo before Brawl. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't even know what he actually looked like before Brawl. So, when I seen Pit and Brawl a few months later, I instantly, well, actually not a few months later, instantly, I thought, oh, is there going to be a new game with Pit in it? Because my general and anyone else's look at Pit, you don't just redesign a character that's been gone for, what was it at that time, 18 years, and just put him in a fighting game and that's all you're going to do with it. I had a feeling that someone, Nintendo, I didn't know Masahiro would do it, but someone was going to revive the series and make a new game. I didn't know when, I didn't know what system, but I knew it was coming. And then, what, 5, 6 years later, here comes Kid Icarus Uprising by none other than Masahiro Sakurai. And in Brawl, we've seen the redesign of Palutena. And Palutena, it's good. She's not a blonde or a brunette or whatever. Nintendo has that thing. I'm glad she's green haired now. A lot of people like that. A green haired goddess of light that has naughty thoughts about Pit, and Pit has naughty thoughts about her, and being very sort of intimate with each other. Well, if you've seen some of the scenes in Kid Icarus Uprising, you will know what I'm talking about. But you know, it's just amazing thing what happened. And then when Uprising was shown at E3, I was so excited. And even though if you look at the E3 trailer for 2010 when it was first announced, you can tell that compared to trailers now, that it was so unfinished then. So after 25 years of waiting, and probably after announcement a year and a little bit more than a half of waiting for the game to actually come out, you know, and of course delays. That's what Masahiro Sakurai does all the time. I do think he does that on purpose just to get the hype up a little bit more. But it's finally coming, the sequel to Of Myths and Monsters, but even though it's a little bit more a sequel to the original Kid Icarus, we got all this comedy, this quirky, cheesy dialogue that I just seem to really love, because it's clever. That's the thing. If you're gonna have cheesy dialogue, make it clever, and that's what Masahiro Sakurai has achieved. Nintendo too. And then you have the multiplayer. It looks awesome. You have the hundreds of weapons. You have the idle toss. You have street pass. You have weapon fusion. You have this campaign. These two characters that you already love before you even play the game, due to gameplay videos and trailers. You have a lot of things, and I'm just really excited that I'm going to be playing this tomorrow, and I'm really excited that I'll be playing with you guys soon. Again, I think I did say this in the other update. Excuse me. That I was going to finish campaign before I actually get into online multiplayer. I may go on once or twice, but I'm mostly going to be focused on the campaign, so I can get more better weapons and powers and all that stuff. So what made you a fan of Kid Icarus? Was it the original games, the original two games? Did you or is it Uprising or Brawl? So let me just make that clearer. Did you ever play the first game and you loved it and you loved the character? Or did you only see him in Brawl and decided, I want to know more about this series? Or is this your first time ever even knowing Pit, who he is or anything, with Uprising. So those are three things: past, middle, present, basically. So I know I'm a fan of Pit because of the original games, and of course seeing him in Brawl and stuff. So I think this is one of the best redesigns and uprising of a character that's been gone for 25 years um, ever. I mean, I love what he did with Pit, and to think that this game wasn't originally even about Pit, but Masaru Sakurai just thought of maybe I should put Pit in this, the Kid Icarus instead, because he was just trying to make a rail shooter slash third person shooter action game, but he didn't know what character to do that with. I guess he was originally going to make his own, but then he thought of Kid Icarus, and it makes sense. I mean, it fits so perfectly. Now, don't go ahead and be like, oh, so this was just a accident. Probably not. That's just, I think that's more of a rumor than a fact. But I think Masahiro may have had something up his sleeve this whole time. That's why we haven't really heard from him in a while since Brawl. Any games. I think he came out with one or two games, but those were extremely low selling games, I believe, after Brawl. But he's been pretty quiet, so I figure he's working on something. And now that Kid Icarus is done, he's already in production for the next Smash Brothers, which I do hope Pit is in. Well, Pit is going to be in it, but I do hope he gets some more reps. Like I said, I would like Eggplant Wizard and Medusa. But if we could have more girls, hey, the Smash Bros. Series needs more women in it in general. I would put Palutena in there too because they're just lovable characters. Same voice actors, English voice actors, everything. So, what are you guys excited about Kid Icarus for? Tell me in the comments below. Can't wait for tomorrow. Tell me your excitement, everything. And guys, I'll see you guys later. In the unboxing video tomorrow. Hopefully, if I can get to GameStop in time, and not have to pick it up Saturday. Hopefully, I can get tomorrow. But I will see you guys in the unboxing video. And of course, that unboxing video, please do not leave your friend codes on this video because it's getting overwhelming because people have been leaving them in different updates. So it's overwhelming for me because I have to search them and stuff. And of course, YouTube is all different now and stupider. So do not leave your comment, not your comments, but your 3DS friend code in this video. Leave it in my unboxing video because that way I can focus on one video and get all you guys in. And some of you guys have to add me that I added. So that's it for the Kid Icarus Uprising updates. I will see you guys on Kid Icarus Uprising online. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for watching these updates. I'm happy that I was able to keep you guys updated, and thank you to the new subscribers that specifically subscribed to me because of these videos. I appreciate it, and that liked it my Facebook fan page. I appreciate you guys, and you guys are what keep me going. So again, thank you. That will be it. See you guys next video.